3 strategies about how to study. Number 1, setting up a feedback loop, learning from your mistakes. Number 2, engaging, not half heartedly doing something, but totally engaging in what you're doing. Number 3, a rhythm, the importance of constant practice. Okay, so feedback loop, engagement, and rhythm. We'll start with feedback loop, okay? Coming back to your mistakes, how it is so important, so important to learn from your mistakes. And especially when you have an important exam coming up, like in many parts of the world, many of my students are taking important exams in the next few weeks, in the month or two from now. There's no sense in doing hundreds and thousands of questions if you don't come back to your mistakes. You have to come back, keep a log, and learn from your mistakes. Now, say that you're doing 20 questions, okay? And you got, say, question number 2, 7, and 12 wrong, and you had a doubt in 14. So, you want to filter all these 4 questions, 2, 7, 12, and 14, even if you got it right, and the questions you got wrong from the filtered list, the ones you got wrong and the ones you had doubts in, maybe there was a concept that was kind of clear but not crystal clear, you still want to revisit that. So from this filtered list, you do a little deeper study, understand the concept, get someone to explain to you, let a mentor or a teacher intervene. Otherwise, reverse engineer, do what you need to, find other resources so that you actually learn, and then do these questions again as a test. Ideally, not only just before the exam, but revisit it even after doing it once, revisit it, and then revisit it again just before your exam. So the feedback loop is so important, so important. And learning from your mistakes is the way that you will catapult yourself into a place of getting those super high scores. Now, which comes to the second thing, you want to fully engage when you're doing this. Now, the so-called silly errors are not so silly when you get them wrong. So you want to be in a place that when you're studying, you're completely involved in studying, and give yourself short sections. I would say 1 hour, sometimes even half an hour, but 1 hour blocks with few breaks. And the way I like to study when I'm studying is take a 50-minute study intensive time, take a 10-minute break, another 50-minute intensive time, and then maybe take a half an hour break. So 1 hour, 30-minute break, 1 hour, 30-minute break with small breaks in between. But my point is, when you are studying, get fully immersed in your studying so that what you study actually stays with you and you do less of these so called silly errors. Also, in these silly errors, you want to be aware that your mind tends to slip when you see such situations, such numbers, such questions. And one good way to do that is just read the question again, check your answer. I tell so many of my students, sometimes time is on your side. You're not too you're not too slow in doing something, and you're doing something really fast, but you want to use the time you have to check your answers, because you don't get extra points for finishing the exam early. You want to use the time you have so that you actually get most of the questions correct. So fully engaged, that's number 2. You want to be in a place that you're immersed in your studies, and one way of doing that is managing your time and being consciously, with intention, trying to like what you do. So say that you don't like something and, oh my god, why am I studying this? Find a reason to do it so that your whole self gets aligned into you absorbing that material and feeling more comfortable with it. When you have to do something, don't be averse to it. Find a reason why it's good for you, why it can help you, so that it becomes easier for you to do. The power of intention is underestimated. So, coming to number 3 now, getting into a rhythm. Now, there are studies that show that students that take a break during the summer, the 2-month break, puts them back 5 months after they come back to school, because it's natural to forget. And the whole idea of revising, practicing, is not only important to get it into your mind and retain it, but get you into a rhythm so that You're in this flow zone that anything thrown at you, even if you haven't seen before, you can figure out. That confidence comes so much more with a certain rhythm. So taking a break of, say, a few weeks, know for a fact that it'll get you back more than the few weeks that you took a break off. So when I know sometimes it's not possible, sometimes you just need a break, need a vacation, but know that doing that is going to put you back and you have to work harder to come back to the same place you were before you took that vacation. So it's good to be aware of these things, good to know what you're getting into and how to study. So vital. And all the best if you're taking an exam soon. And if you're studying, wholly study. Yeah, immerse yourself, learn from your mistakes, and get into a rhythm.